Hi there, and welcome to day 2 of our week. We are going to continue our notes on evaluating expressions and equations today. So we're going to talk a little bit about if you have an equation, but you have an unknown variable. How do we solve that? Okay, because that's what you're going to see a little bit next year also. So we're going to just add to the bottom of page 80 here. So when we are solving, for unknown variables, in equations, and remember equations are those number sentences that we have the answer to, you can use opposite operations to help find the value, and that's like the answer of the variable. Okay, that's a lot of math language. So when solving for unknown variables and equations, you can use opposite operations to help find the value or the answer of the variable. Okay, if you need to pause at any point to catch up on these notes, please do that. So let's just review real fast what the opposites are of our operations. So I'm going to just do that right here. And I'm going to draw my arrows in black and try to have my operations in some different colors here, okay? Okay, so let's do addition first. So the opposite of addition is going to be subtraction. And the opposite of multiplication, which we will do as an X, is going to be division. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few different ways of looking at this. So sometimes you can use the inverse when you're adding or multiplying. So let's add that in here. So with adding and multiplying, use inverse, and that's the opposite operation. Okay, so here are our examples for that. All right, so if I have, I'm going to try to write my problems in different colors so you can see them a little bit easier. So if I have n plus 11 equals 18, I know that the opposite of addition is subtraction, so I can subtract here to figure out what n equals. So I'm not going to subtract subtract 18 from 11. I'm going to subtract 11 from 18 because I know the sum is 18. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to subtract 11, and that's going to give me my answer. So 18 minus 11 is going to be 7. So 7 equals n. Okay. You might see it look a little different, so let me write it a different way. So next year they're going to teach you how to do this, where you balance each side. So they're going to say if I have 11 on this side, I need to get it onto the other side. So I have to subtract 11 over here, which gives me 0. So n plus 0, which is just n. It's going to equal 18, and I'm going to just subtract this over here. So I subtracted 11 here. Whatever I do to this side, I have to do this to this side. So 18 minus 11 over here is going to give me 7. So n plus 0 equals 7, or the same as n equals 7. So you might see it both ways, okay? All right. I'm not going to show you, actually I will, I'll show you a quick multiplication one. And I didn't match my colors. I'm not doing very good on these notes already. So let's do a multiplication one. So 5d equals 20. So I have to to get rid of this 5 over here, I'd have to divide this by 5, which would make that 1d, or I could just write d. So now I'm going to divide 20 by 5, and 20 divided by 5 is 4. So my answer is going to be d equals 4. All right, now sometimes with addition and with subtraction and division, you're going to just use the opposite. So switch the answer. So with subtraction and division, sometimes you'll use the inverse operation, or switch the answer for the variable. Okay, so I'm going to try to show you 2 quick ones of those. Okay, let me see if I can move this out a little bit. There we go. All right, so let's do our subtraction problem. So we're going to do 7 minus q equals 2. So I can't subtract 7 and subtract 7, or add 7 and add 7 over here, because it doesn't make sense. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to just flip the 2 and the q, because 7 is in that, it's in the larger position. So when I have 7, when I have a number in this position where it is the subtrahend, I'm going to have that stay there, and I'm going to just do 7 minus 2 equals q. And now I know that 7 minus 2 equals 5, so q equals 5. Okay, showing that with division, if I have the divisor here, the number that I'm going to divide, but I don't have the divisor, I just have a variable there, then I can replace my divisor with my answer. Okay, so I can't multiply this by 36 to get 4. That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to have to divide 36 by 4. So I'm going to replace the 30, or keep the 36, but I'm going to replace the s with 4, and the s now goes over here. So 36 divided by 4 is going to be 9. So s equals 9. Okay, let's try this if my subtraction is in the opposite way. So let's say I had q minus 5 equals 2. Well, I don't know what this is, so I have to use my inverse operations. So inverse. So I'm going to add 5 to make that 0, and I'm going to add 5 over here, and that's going to give me 7. So equals q. Sorry, I ran out of room there. Okay, so q equals 7. On this side, for my division one, let's say that I have s divided by 4 equals 9. I don't know what this is, so I'm going to have to use that inverse. So to balance out, opposite of division, I'm going to have to multiply by 4. So I'm going to multiply 9 by 4, because whatever I do to this side of the equal sign, I have to do to this side. So 9 times 4 now is 36. And I just bring that s down, and so s now equals 36. Okay? So for the division and subtraction, you need to look at where your variable is. If it's in that first position, you're going to have to use the inverse operation to solve it. If you have a number in the first position in that problem, you're going to just swap the variable for the answer, okay? All right, so let me write out some practice problems for you over here. And if you're like, Mrs. Grossen, this does not make sense to me, come into my office hours and we can talk about it, okay? Okay, I'm gonna just write out our practice problems, and then I will go up to our problems from yesterday and solve those real fast with you. Okay, so here are your 4 problems today. So you have 2 plus y equals 11. Then you have 5 minus b equals 1. Then you have c divided by 11 equals 2. And 7 times u equals 28. Okay? So with our subtraction and division ones, be thinking, am I going to have to use an inverse operation? Looking at that first number. If it's a number, what am I going to do? And if it's a variable, what am I going to do? Okay. So let's go back to these and solve these real fast. Okay. I'm going to just do these real quick. So 3 times m, and I'm going to replace m with 5. So 3 times 5 equals 15. Okay, 12 plus p, and p equals 11. So that's going to be 23. All right, 21 divided by w, and w equals 3. So 21 divided by 3 is going to be 7. And our last one, j, oops, shouldn't have started with j. So j equals 8, so we're going to do 8 minus 4, and that's going to give me 4, okay? All right, so you're going to go, if you have questions on what we did today with our evaluating expressions when you have an unknown variable, please come to my office hours. They're from 1 to 2 today, and I can help you with some of this. If you're feeling pretty good about this, you're going to go, I'm going to try to link to an IXL. I need to see if there is a practice site. So if there is, please practice. And then when you're feeling good, you can go and do the form for today. All right, have a great Tuesday, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.